Good afternoon. My name is Ron Latz, State Senator. I work in this building behind us. These are words worth repeating. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. This is the poetic form of a 1946 post-war confessional prose by the German Lutheran pastor Martin Niemöller, who lived from 1892 to 1984. It is about the cowardice of German intellectuals and certain clergy, including, by his own admission, Niemöller himself, following the Nazis' rise to power and subsequent incremental purging of their chosen targets, group after group. We welcome and need the voices of the non-Jewish community to defend us as we have worked to defend them. Indeed, we Jews have been more than just partners in justice, equally engaged in seeking justice around the world. We have led movements, stood alongside others leading movements, fought hard on the front lines, pierced the shields of prejudice on the tips of the spears, and died doing so. We do this for not only the utilitarian reason that we do not wish to be left standing alone at the end with no one left to help us, but also because Judaism calls upon us to do that which is the morally compelling right thing to do. Yet, ultimately, we know that we must rely on ourselves more than any others to take care of ourselves. When the broader community voices lag behind in responding to anti-Semitism, we know that we must step up to protect ourselves. As the incidents of anti-Semitism continue to rise and outpace the incidents of bias-motivated attacks on any other group, we must confront and defeat it on many fronts. Each of the organizations represented here today, and each of you, do this in important ways. We in the legislature try to do so as well. My colleague and friend, Representative Frank Hornstein, who by the way is out of town today and could not join us, and I have teamed up to pass hate crimes legislation in the past, enhancing sentences for crimes motivated by bias. Thank you. We recognize that crimes motivated by bias are not only crimes against the individual victim, but are also attacks on the whole community that person belongs to. Representative Hornstein and I are teaming up again to expand upon that legislation to change Minnesota's laws on crimes motivated by bias. To direct the Commission of Human Rights to collaborate with the Board of Peace Officer Standards and Training regarding the training of peace officers in identifying crimes motivated by bias, and to seek reports from community organizations, schools, and individuals regarding such crimes. To expand the crime of assault motivated by bias to include bias due to a person's gender, gender identity, or gender expression, and against a person who associates with someone in a protected group. To add the sentencing enhancement to second and third degree property crime damages. To expand reporting and training requirements for police officers. And to provide funding to the Office of Justice Programs for grants to nonprofits to provide support services for victims of bias-motivated crimes. Now, I am confident that we will eventually pass this legislation. Note that it applies to bias against a whole range of communities, not just Jews. We will protect ourselves and others because it protects ourselves and because it is the right thing to do. We, all of us here and not here, unite in our own realms of action, across the political and philosophical and ideological spectrum within the Jewish community, to oppose anti-Semitism wherever it appears, even in the highest halls of power. There is no hiding place, there is no exception, and there is no longer any patience. There is no room for deferral, diffusion, deflection, delusion, or explanation. There is no space for silence. Every expression and every act must be called out, and every utterer and actor must be held accountable. Words matter. They hurt our personal and collective conscience, and they beget action. We unite in our words and our actions condemning anti-Semitism, and call upon those in power to echo our call by their own words and deeds.